Dear friends, today we are here to listen to the wonderful story of one of the greatest gurus of our times, Sripadarajaru. Sripadarajaru lived in the 14th century, and to be precise, he lived between 1406 and 1504. A long lifetime dedicated to the spread of the Dvaita philosophy. As we know, the Dvaita philosophy was propagated by Sri Madhwacharya and subsequently carried forward by his illustrious disciples Sri Padmanabhatirtharu and others. In that very succession came Sri Swarnavarna Tirtharu, again a person of great philosophical illumination. And his successor was Sri Sripadarajaru. So there is a very interesting story about how Sri Swarnavarna Tirtharu actually met Sri Sripadarajaru. So Sri Swarnavarna Tirtharu was visiting the town of Abburu. Abburu is a small town which is located between Bangalore and Mysore in the south of India. As his entourage was nearing this town of Abburu, the people around him got a little anxious whether they will be able to make it to the town of Abburu before it is sundown or it is sunset. And at that point in time, actually, they meet a very young boy, a 5-year-old boy, who is actually taking back the cattle and going back home. Sri Swarnavarna Tirtharu then asks him a question. Hey boy, how far is the town of Abburu from where we are right now? To which the boy gives a startling answer. He says, Sir, look at me, look at the cattle, and look at where the sun is, and you will get to know how far the town is from where we all are. And then he says that the Swamiji then is quizzed about what is happening, and immediately he understands what the boy meant. What the boy actually means is, I am a 5-year-old boy, I am taking the cows back home, and if I am away from the town could not be very far because the sun is actually setting. He is amused and also thrilled to find such a beautiful answer. He then follows the boy and finds out who this boy is. And he turns out to be the son of one of the Brahmins staying in the city of Abburu. He then calls the parents of the boy and announces his decision that he will be giving him the sannyasa ashrama and appointing him as a successor to his philosophical lineage. The boy's parents are very thrilled that they have indeed begotten a son who is going to be succeeding a great figure like Sri Swarnavarna Tirtharu. And what follows is history of the growth of one of the greatest philosophers of our times. Sri Sripadarajaru gets ordained actually as Sri Lakshmi Narayana Tirtharu. Once he was invited by the different Peethadipatis to actually talk about Srimad Nyaya Sudha and express his thoughts on the topic. He did it so well that he was given the title of Sripadaraja, which meant that he is actually the king of all the Sripadas or all the sannyasis. Such was his philosophical depth and such was his expansive knowledge of the Dvaita philosophy. Sri Sripadaraja then has grown into making several contributions to the Dvaita philosophy. He indeed showed a number of divine miracles or mahimas as we call them. So one of the things that he did was that every day he would actually pick up 60 different type of vegetables and cook 60 different dishes and offer it to the god. Once, some people with bad intention said that we will put him in a place and ensure that he does not get any food forget about 60 different varieties of vegetables. And they ensure that he gets lost in a forest where there is no access to any food. But Sripadaraja, the divine soul that he was, ensures and that he prays to God, Lord Srinivasa, and says, "Hey God, please help me in this situation." And what he sees next day is that there is a person who comes to visit the forest with all the commodities that are needed to have a grand feast and offer it to the god. Such was the divine Mahima of Sri Sripadarajaru. The other great Mahima that he showed was to do with the holy temple of Tirupati. Once, the local priest had actually got into the habit of ensuring that his children actually go on the divine vehicles meant for Lord Venkateshwara himself. The local king comes to know about it, and he gets so angry at the priest that he goes to Tirupati and he kills the entire family of priests. Suddenly, there is nobody to do the puja of Lord Venkateshwara. Sri Sripadaraja does two great things. One is that he does the prokshana from the Shanka on the king and ensures that all the sins that he had committed actually get washed off. And the other thing is that he sends his disciple Sri Vyasaraja to continue and do the puja in Tirupati for a period of 12 years. And those 12 years were some of the most memorable times for the town of Tirupati itself, which saw a lot of administrative reforms and lot of planning in the city to ensure that subsequent generations have the darshan of Lord Venkateshwara. The other great contribution of Sri Sripadaraja was growing Mulabagilu as one of the greatest centers of knowledge. Mulabagilu means Mudalabagilu, means the eastern entry. So this is the place, or this is the town which is to the east of Tirupati, and it actually acts as a gateway for people to go to visit Tirupati. So if you have to visit Tirupati from the town of Bangalore, you will actually have to go through the town of Mulabagilu. And Mulabagilu was very famous from the times of Sri Madhwacharya himself, who visited the town. Subsequent to him, Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu and Sri Akshobhi Tirtharu, both of them who were disciples of Sri Madhwacharya, stayed in those places and ensured the growth of Mulabagilu as the greatest center of knowledge. Sri Akshobhi Tirtharu, as a mark of his presence, drew the picture of Sri Lord Narasimha in the Yoga Mudra, which can be found even today. What he drew as an outline has now become a three-dimensional sculpture which all of us can visit when we go to the town of Mulabagilu. So he ensured that Lord Narasimha is there and he is established as a god, and next to that there is a wonderful tank called Sri Narasimha Tirtha, which even now is full of water even in peak summer, and has water which is drinkable and is sweet even in times when there is no water available anywhere near that pond. So Mulabagilu grew to host thousands of families of great scholars who grew the Dvaita philosophy and the Advaita philosophy from there on. The third main contribution of Sri Sripadaraja was his unique approach to Haridasa Sahitya, or the literature which is available in Kannada language. Haridasa Sahitya, as we know, has its origin from the Dvadasha Stotra, which was composed by Sri Madhwacharya himself, and subsequently followed through by people like great gurus like Narahari Tirtharu, Sri Jaitirtharu. However, the total number of compositions of these great gurus in Kannada were limited. Sri Sripadaraja saw the unique opportunity to spread the Dvaita philosophy in Kannada language by composing a number of a number of songs in the Kannada language and ensured that everybody can understand the complex philosophical and spiritual topics in the local language of Kannada. Also, being in the song format, it had with it all the melody and yet all the depth of spirituality. So, some of his greatest contributions were Shishu Gita, which was basically songs sung for young children. Adi Hogono Baruranga Kudi Yamuna Tiradalli is one of his landmark compositions. He also composed a unique song in Kannada called Madhvanama, which is the Kannada translation of Sri Harivayu Stuti, where he prays to all the three avatars of Sri Vayudevaru. His other contribution is Brahmara Gita. Similarly, he has composed a Dandaka on on Narsimha Rupa Pradurbhava, or the seventh chapter of Bhagavata, that has been captured beautifully in the form of a unique type of composition called the Dandaka. So, like this, there were several other instances where he has composed unique composition which touched the heart of people even 600 to 700 years after him. So this is the great story of one of the greatest gurus of our times, Sri Sripadarajaru. So let us take this opportunity to remember the contribution that people like him have made to the growth of Dvaita philosophy. Let us take this opportunity also to sing the wonderful songs that he has composed in the glory of the God and his illustrious disciples. This video is being brought to you under the aegis of Madhwacharya for the Youth Workshops, a unique approach and initiative of Dr. Vyasankare Prabhanjanacharya, one of the greatest gurus of our times. With these words, friends, I'd like to urge all of us to use the day of the Aradhana Mahotsava of Sri Sripadarajaru to remember him, to remember Lord Harivayu and seek their blessings. Thank you so much.